Go. Alright guys, today we're going to do a video on how to import your survey into AutoCAD. The prerequisites before this was we went to the field and we surveyed it with the Trimble survey equipment, and we exported that file as a CSV, and now we're going to bring those points into AutoCAD and bring an aerial into them using Autodesk. So basically, when I bring in this image, it's going to be a live map, also known as Google Earth map. So first thing we're going to do is when we start a new drawing, I just started AutoCAD. This is a brand new session, and the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to right click, go to prospect. So if you don't have your tool space clicked, you're going to click tool space, at which you're going to have your prospector settings survey toolbox. You're going to click settings, you're going to right click on drawings, you're going to go to edit drawing settings, and we're going to set the coordinate system so that our survey coincides with the coordinate system that we surveyed in. And then we're going to go to the first tab is units and zones, stay in that one. We're going to go to, when I did the survey, I do it, and most everyone does it, New Mexico state plane. In this case, I was on the east side of the state, so I'm going to go to, scroll down and go to New Mexico. Well, the way it's shown in here is USA, New Mexico. Click that, and then by default it goes New Mexico state plane central zone meter. We got to change that to NAD 83 New Mexico state plane east zone US foot. This will all be contingent upon whatever your survey is set up in your data logger on your Trimble equipment, and this is what mine set up to. So I'm going to click NAD 83 Mexico state plane east zone US foot. Remember, foot, it's important, and it coincides with the data collector. Otherwise, if you're in meters, you're going to do meters. So US foot, apply, OK. Now this basically sets it up so that when I bring in my points, the points come where they're in real world. So now we're going to go to insert points from file. We're going to click the little add button here. I'm going to go to the survey that I have, which is a CSV, and I'm going to click open. And then my survey and everyone else's that has their data collector in New Mexico, it's set up to do PNEZD. So point number, northing, easting, and the Z is the elevation and the D is the descriptor. PNEZD. So the file comes up here. Now I have to go to where it's PNEZD comma delimited. That'll be dependent on your data collector, but if you're in New Mexico, that's what it is by default. You're going to click OK, and then nothing shows up. You have to click type ZE in the command, zoom extents, and then there's all your points. And on my computer, the descriptors and elevations don't come up by default, so if you want that to happen, you're just going to click a point, right click, point group properties. Under point label style, you're going to go and click PNE point number, elevation, and description, apply, OK, and there's all your descriptors, elevation, and point number. So I bring in my survey based off what the base is. So when you set up Trimble equipment, you have a base. There's my base, and there's the latitude in degrees, minutes, seconds, and the longitude in degrees, minutes, seconds. Now you have to convert that into decimal degrees so that you can use the Geo command in AutoCAD. And so I already did that, and it come out to be, and I'll show you how to do it real quick. What you're going to do is, it's degrees, minutes, seconds. You're going to go multiply 47 times 60, add 9.88 to that value. So 47 times 60, I'll just do it real quick on my computer. 47 times 60, that equals 2,820, and then I'm going to add 9.88 seconds to that because we converted 47 minutes to seconds. So that's our seconds. Then we're going to divide by 3600. And we're going to get, divide by, we're going to go here, add it, divide by 3600, and that gets our decimals. So now instead of 34 degrees, 47 minutes, and 9.88 seconds, it's 34.786077. You're going to do the same thing for the longs, and I'll do it just because I screwed up on the first part. So we're going to go 110 degrees, 12 minutes, 14.07. We're going to go 12 times 60 equals 720. Add 14.07 to it, plus 14.07 equals 734.07. We're going to divide that by 3600. And now we get, instead of 110, 12 minutes, 14.07 seconds, we get 110.203908. So that's how you convert from degrees, minutes, seconds to lat longs, decimal degrees. So what I do thereafter, just to check that that base point is in the right place, is I go to Google Earth, I put the lat long in decimal degrees in Google Earth, I search, it takes me to where it should be, and since I know where the survey is, that indeed is where I had my base. And so now I can go in AutoCAD confidently and put it in there and know that it'll be fine. So in AutoCAD, I'm gonna type in the command Geo. It's gonna ask for map or file. Just do map because we want to use the online map. And what I do is I just go into Google Earth, I highlight the lat longs, right click, I paste it, I right click and copy it, So go into Google Earth, right click your decimal degrees and copy, and then go back into AutoCAD, right click, paste in here, search where it should be. There's the arrow imagery that we were seeing in AutoCAD. In Google Earth, now we're seeing in AutoCAD. Click drop marker here, so it dropped this base point in real world coordinates where it was in real world. Then we're going to go to next. You can put in your elevation. I haven't found that to be, unless you're designing something in real world and have to have elevations that coincide with what you were doing, you can do that. I have yet to figure this out, but it has it in meters, so you'd have to convert your elevation that's on your point to meters. Anyways, I'm going to click next. This will go to the specific coordinate system. By default, it goes to the one that you created when you first opened up AutoCAD and did the coordinate system. So you're just going to go with what it has. Click next. This point, it says select a point for the location. We're telling the map imagery to be relative to the base. So we're going to select this point, and you have to select it exactly on it. So if it's not snapping to the node, then you're just going to go and on your settings set it so it snaps to the node. You're going to go here, click node, and then go click your point. Next thing it asks you is specify north direction. I always just go directly north. Now that doesn't account for declination, so if you want to be super accurate, then find out what the declination is for your area. But for design purposes, just to see your design relative to the farm, it's fine. It's worked good for me just to go directly north. So the highlighted line shows I'm directly north. I'll click directly north, zoom out, and now your survey is relative to what you surveyed. So that was my base, and these are the fields that I surveyed that were going to land level. So all my points fell directly onto there, and now I can start designing relative to what is in real world. And if you have any questions, just give me a call, but hopefully that helps, and thank you.